Hi guys, let me know if I'm audible to you or not, or if you can see my screen or not. Hey guys, hello. So as the session name suggests, it's a practice session for MACT. So I'll be taking multiple practice sessions for MACT before the exam, and keeping in mind the exam pattern and the level of difficulty, I have set the paper slightly difficult as compared to the actual MACT, so that you can have the exam which like, or you can face the exam at a lighter note. So before starting off with the class, introduction about myself. I'm Shaunak. I have been teaching quant for 4 years. I have scored 99.97 percentile in quant and 99.75 percentile in DILR. So the agenda for today's class is I'll be giving you problems, and I'll give you 1 minute to solve the problem, because that's the basic requirement for the MACT exam. You need to solve all the problems under 1 minute. So solve the problem, give you answer in the comment box, and after that I'll start off with the solution. Okay, so we'll solve question number one later. Let's start off with question number two. So solve question number two. Choose the answer that you think is right in the comment box. Let's say if you think option A is right, comment A in the comment box, and then after 1 minute I'll start up with the solution. One minute, guys. Post your answer in the comment box, those who are live. Part of the question is not visible. Hold on. So the question says that a ball is dropped from a height of 500 meter, and each time it bounces back 4/5 of the initial height. 4/5 of the initial height. Find out the total distance traveled by the ball. Nishita, Jayesh, the question is that a ball is dropped from a height of 100 meter, and a height of 500 meter, and each time it bounces back 4/5 of the initial height. Okay, the part which is not visible says that find the total distance traveled by the ball. 4/5 of the initial height, and find the total distance traveled by the ball. And guys, please expect some delay, some time lag, okay, between your comment and my response. Expect like 10 seconds of delay between your comment and my response. Okay. Okay, Shubham says option D. Guys, please comment your answers. Jayesh, Nishita, others, comment your answer. Okay, 4500. Option C, Shubham, option D. I'll wait for 30 more seconds, and then I'll start up with the solution. Okay, so let's understand what's happening over here. So I have dropped a ball from a particular height. Okay, so let's say this is the initial height from which I have dropped the ball. I have dropped the ball from here, and this is 500 meter. So when the ball will be dropped, it will travel a distance of 500 meter, right? And after that, it will bounce back by a distance of how much? 4/5 of the initial height. 4/5 of the initial height, which is 400 meter. So it will bounce back by a distance of 400 meter, because 400 is 4/5 of the initial height, 500 meter. And once it bounces back, it will move upwards. Now once it moves upward, after covering a distance of 400 meter, its speed will become zero, and then it will fall freely under gravity. So the distance traveled by the ball after bounce, like after the first collision is, or after the first impact is 400 upwards, 400 downwards. Okay. Now again, as the impact is happening with the ground, the ball will travel a distance of 4/5 of the initial height, which is 4/5 of 400 meter. That is going to be how much? 320. So 320 up and 320 down, and so on. So basically this ball will keep on moving upwards and downwards until it the movement of the ball in the upward direction is negligible. So basically, as you can see, it's an infinite GP series where the common ratio is going to be 4 by 5. So the total distance traveled by the ball is going to be equal to 500 plus the value of A over here is 400 plus 400, that is 800. So 800 plus 800 into 4 by 5 plus 800 into 4 by 5 whole square plus 800, sorry, plus 800 into 4 by 5 whole cube, dot so on up to infinity. Okay, so basically what we are having is we are having an infinite series starting from 800 till infinity. Okay, so here if you know that if I have a plus ar plus ar square dot so on up to infinity, where mod r is less than 1, then it is equal to a by 1 minus r. So we will be applying this over here. So the answer is 500 plus, here the value of A is 800, 800 by 1 minus R. What is the value of R? R is equals to 4 by 5. So let's write 4 by 5. I am obtaining the answer as 500 plus 800 by 1 by 5, which is equals to 4500. So 4500 is the right answer. Okay. So option C is right. Any doubts, guys? If you're having any doubts, please comment not clear, and if it is clear, just give me a thumbs up or just write clear in the comment box. Okay, now let's move on to the next problem. Those of you who have attended my class on TSD, time, speed and distance, yeah, like in the Unacademy of, or maybe in YouTube, you guys might have seen the trick to solve this kind of problem. So I hope that will help you to solve the problem under 30 seconds. Again, comment your answer in the comment box and choose the option that you think is right. Let's say if you think option A is right, comment option A. Okay. Okay. Question not visible. Vinith. Vinith, while coming from office, notice that if he drives at a speed of 20 kmph, if he drives at a speed of 20 kmph, then he will reach 30 minutes late. Okay. Instead, if he travels at a speed of 40 kmph, he will reach 30 minutes early. The question is, what is the distance between his office and home? So the part of the question which is behind the like my photo in the screen is, he will reach home 30 minutes late. he will reach home 30 minutes late. Clear? And guys, please expect some delay between your comment and my answer. I'll try to answer your questions or your doubts as soon as I see it. The part of the question which is not there is he will reach home 30 minutes late. Instead, if he travels at a speed of 40 kmph, he will reach 30 minutes early. What is the distance between his office and his home? That's the question. Okay. Now try to solve it. So those of you who just joined, the part of the question which is not visible or which is under like behind my photo, it is if he drives at a speed of 20 kmph, then he will reach home 30 minutes late. Then will reach home 30 minutes late. 30 minutes late. Okay. Instead, if he travels at a speed of 40 kmph, then he will be 30 minutes early. So what is the distance between his speed, like his office and his home? That's the question. Option D, Shubham, Harish. What about others? I'll wait for 30 more seconds. Then I'll start up with the solution. Please comment, guys. 40 km. That is option D. Okay. Guys, those of you who are watching it live, please comment your answer in the comment box if you are done with the question. Option D, madman. Okay, so let's try to solve the problem. I have discussed one trick in the class, in the previous class that I have taken on YouTube on TSD, and also you can find this particular trick in my other classes that I have taken on Unacademy. So if a person moves at a speed of v kmph, and by moving at a speed of v kmph, if he reaches the destination t1 hours early, and if he moves at a speed of u kmph, and by moving at a speed of u kmph, if he reaches the destination t2 hours late, then the distance between the 2 points is going to be equal to vu by v minus u into t1 plus t2. Okay, so can we expect same LOD for the quants as we are solving here? So Shubham, I have kept the questions of varying difficulty level. Okay, so if I go down the slides, you will find, sorry, if I go down the, sorry, hold on. So if I go down the slide, you will see some easier question. Okay, I have intentionally kept the easier question for the last, and there are some difficult questions as well. Okay, so you might expect questions of this difficulty level for LOD3, the kind of problem that I'm solving. You can expect these kind of problems for LOD3. There will be some problems that I'll be discussing in the class which are of LOD1. Okay, so the distance between the 2 points is going to be how much? Vu by v minus u by t1 plus t2. Okay, so I just need to apply the trick over here to solve the problem. So here I know the value of v. The value of v is actually the higher of the two speeds. So here I have 20 kmph and I have 40 kmph. So the higher between these two is actually the value of v. So it is 40 kilometers, and the time corresponding to 40 kilometers is the value of t1. So here we are having t1 equals to 30 minutes, but I need to convert this to an hour, right? I need to convert this to hour. So 30 minutes is equals to half hour. So I know the value of v, I know the value of t1. Now as I know the value of v, I can also find out the value of u. U is the slower between the two speeds. So here I have the two speeds as 20 kmph and 40 kmph. V is equals to 40, so u has to be equals to 20. So u is equals to 20 over here, and t2 is equals to the time corresponding to the 20 kmph, which is 30 minutes late. That means half hours late. So the value of t1 is half, the value of t2 is half, the value of v is for t, the value of u is 20, and here if you just plug in these values, we'll be getting 800 by 20 into half plus half, that is equals to 40. Okay, so if we apply this particular trick, we can solve the problem under 30 seconds. So though the problem looks slightly difficult or maybe slightly lengthy, but if we apply this particular trick, we can solve the problem under 30 seconds. Hence option D is the right answer. So guys, just comment it in the comment box if the approach is clear to you, if the particular trick is clear to you. If one person is moving at the speed of v kmph, and by moving at the speed of v kmph, if he reaches the destination t1 hours early, and if he moves at the speed of u kmph, and by moving at the speed of u kmph, if he reaches the destination t2 hours late, then the distance between the two places is going to be d is equals to vu by v minus u into t1 plus t2. Remember, t1 t2 they are in hours, v and u they are in kmph. Okay, that's the only thing that you need to keep in your mind. Now the next question. I'll just give this one as the next question. Hold on. Yeah, this is the next question. Try to solve this one, guys. And guys, if it is not, like, if something is not clear, please comment it in the comment box. If something is not clear, if the concept is not clear, or maybe if the approach of solving the problem is not clear, or maybe if the calculation is not clear, just let me know in the comment box. Sorry. Okay. Option E. Guys, one thing I have noticed, that you guys have taken less amount of time to solve this particular question, and as you know that there will be like 10 such questions in the MACET on finding the relationship between x and y, right? Yeah, option C and D are the same. It will be x and y, sorry. Okay, so in the MACET exam you will be finding these kind of questions a lot, like 10 questions will be there which are of this type. So my recommendation is that once you get the question paper, and if you find this question, like if you find solving these kind of questions easier, then I'll recommend you to first solve these 10 questions as soon as possible. Solve these 10 questions as soon as possible. It takes under 10 seconds to solve these kind of problems. For some questions where factorization is difficult, it will be under 20 seconds. So typically under 15 seconds you will be able to solve these kind of problems. Okay, so my recommendation is to find out all these questions of these type, try to solve them at the very beginning. Okay, now let's solve this problem. Here, as you know, the roots of x will be -1 -3. It is quite evident. And here if you see that 2y square plus 4y plus 3y plus 6 is equals to 0. 2y, if I take common, I'll be getting y plus 2, and here if I take 3 common, I'll be getting y plus 2. So basically I'm having y equals to -2 and -3y2. Okay, so now my next task is to find out the location of these points in the number line. So here is my number line. I just need to put these points on the number line. So x value, let's keep it as 0. So x value is -1 and -3, and y's value, I'll change the color, let's take this color. Y's value is equal to how much? -2 and -3/2. So this is my -3/2 and this is -2. So I cannot come to any conclusion based on this. Okay, I cannot say if x is greater than y or if x is less than y. So option E is the right answer. So guys, always be careful of this. If if you if you for sure say that, if you for sure can say that for any value of x and for any value of y, one of these is going, let's say option B is the right answer in this case, then for any value of x and for any value of y, option B will hold true. Okay, so let's say x has the following values x1 and x2, and y has the following values y1 and y2. Okay, so x1, let's say if x1 is less than, if option B is right, that is if x is less than y, then x1 has to be less than y1, x1 has to be less than y2. Okay, x1 has to be less than y, sorry, x2 has to be less than y1, x2 has to be less than y2. So the 2 points x1 and x2 should be on the left hand side of y1 and y2. Then and only then we can choose option B as the right answer. If one of the values of x lies between y1 and y2, straight away go to option E. Clear? Okay, now again 30 seconds. I'll just change the option D. It is x less than equal to y. Okay, what about others? Those who are watching it live, please comment your answer. So if you think option A is right, comment option A in the comment box. Okay, option E. Okay, so let's see what's the right answer. Guys, as I've told you, if x1 and x2, let's say if the values that x are assuming is x1 and x2, and if the values that y is assuming is y1 and y2. So if x1 and x2 are clearly on the left hand side of y1 and y2 both, so if after plotting y1 and y2 on the number line, if I find that x1 and x2 is clearly on the left hand side of y1 and y2, then and only then option B will hold true. If x1 and x2 is clearly on the right hand side of y1 and y2, then option A will hold true. Okay, now option C will hold true if one of the points is merging with the terminal points of y. So let's say if x1 and y2 they're the same points, then option C will hold true. Now option D will hold true if x2 and y1 they're the same points. Now if you find that x1 and x2, like one of the points, or if both the points x1 and x2 are lying between y1 and y2, straight away we'll move to option E. So here our first target is to find out the values that x and y can assume. So here we have 4x square minus 7x minus 2. So I can write this as 4x square minus 8x plus 1 plus x minus 2. Hence I'll be getting the roots as x is equal to 2 and minus 1 by 4 if I'm not wrong, and the values that y can assume is 3y square plus 3y minus 2y minus 2 equals to 0, so y is equals to minus 1, and if I take 3y common here, I'll be taking 2 common, so I'll be getting 2 by 3. Okay, so the roots over here are going to be minus 1 and 2 by 3 for y. This is my y1 and y2, and the value that I'm getting for x is minus 1 by 4, somewhere like here. Straight away I'll move to option E because one of the values that I'm getting is between y1 and y2, hence I don't even need to plot the other value, which will be something like here. I'll just move on to option E. So option E is the right answer. Clear, guys? If it is clear, comment clear. If it is not clear, comment not clear. in the comment box. Next question. Uh, so others is saying that the product of roots here is, so in the first case the product of roots are minus, which means one of them will be plus, the other will be minus, and here we have the product of roots as plus, which means the both of them can be minus or both of them can be plus. So from that also we can jump to option E. That is also right, others. Okay. But others, in this case you need to be very careful that if one of the roots is like, if the maximum of the two roots for y, or maybe the minimum of the two roots of x, if that is lying between the other two values of that x can assume. Okay, so just based on the signs you cannot write the answer, you will also have to be cognizant about what the values that they are assuming. So I'll give you an example after this problem. I'll just keep it as option D as x less than equals to y. Yeah, I got that. Guys, please comment your answer for this case. Okay, so let's start up with the solution then. So the values that y can assume here is 3 and 8, no doubt about that. For x, one of the values is 2 by 3. The other value has to be how much? 9 by 2 by 3. How much is this? That will be the answer. That is 27 by 3, I guess. Yeah, 27 by 3. I'll just have to check it one second. Give me a second. So 2x square minus 6x. Sorry, 2x square minus 6x minus 3x plus 9 is equals to 0. So 2x, if I take common, x minus 3. So one of the roots is 3, minus 3, if I take common I'll be getting x minus 3 equals to 0. So x is equals to 3 and 3 by 2. Okay, so the roots that I'm having over here for x is 3 and 3 by 2. For y I am having the roots as 3 and 8. Okay, 3 and 8. So if I draw it on the number line, I'll be getting three different points. The first point is 3 8 for y, let's call it y1 and y2, and here I'll be having 3 by 2, which is x1 and x2. So if you see that the value that x can assume is less than equal to y, hence option D is the right answer. Clear? Those of you who have marked option B for Bombay, that's not the right answer. Option D is the right answer, because the value 3 is common for both x and y. Okay, the value 3 is common for both x and y. So if I told you, right, if we are having x1 x2 y1 y2 as the different values that x and y can assume respectively, then option B will hold true if x1 is less than y, strictly less than y1, x1 is strictly less than y2, if x2 is strictly less than y1, if x2 is strictly less than y2. Okay, if one of them is equal to one of the values that y is assuming, and the other value is less than, then in that case we'll be having x is less than equals to y. The exact case happened over here. Okay, so now let's solve one more problem. Question number 7 on your screen. So choose the answer that you think is right for this question. I'll wait for 1 more minute and then I'll start up with the solution. Okay, so I'll just explain what is there in the question. When asked about the ages, A and B said that their ages are odd integers and sum of squares of their ages. Sorry. Sum of squares of their ages. So it says that Parth, I'll just comment it over here. Sum of squares of their ages. So now try to solve the problem. The question is, when asked about the ages, A and B said that their ages are odd integers and sum of square of their ages is 729. If A is older than B, find out the age of B. The part of the question which is behind my photo is the sum of square of the ages. I'll wait for 30 more seconds. Till then you can uh, comment it in the comment box. Okay, option D is right. Okay, and this is a super easy problem. The problem says that when asked about the ages, A and B said that their ages are odd integers. So A's age is, let's say, A, and B's age is, let's say, B. A and B both are odd numbers. A and B both are odd numbers. So A square has to be an odd number. If A is odd, A square has to be an odd number. Yes or no? If B is odd, B square has to be an odd number. So the sum of the square of the ages of the two people is odd plus odd. Now when we add two odd numbers, we'll be getting one even number as a result of that, right? So if I'm adding two odd numbers, I'll be getting an even number. But here the sum of the ages of the two people is 729, which is not an even number. It is an odd number. So it means that either this part is wrong or this part is wrong, which means that A and B are lying. So I cannot get the age of the people. So A and B are lying. Clear? As A and B are having odd ages, then in that case, square of A's age, square of B's age has to be odd. And if I'm adding up two odd numbers, I'll be getting an even number. Here I'm having an odd number in the place. So it means that A and B are lying. Clear, guys? So guys, that's it for today's session. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be taking some more sessions on MACT for this, and MACT practice sessions and PYQs. I'll be taking much more sessions on this, and my target for each session is to tell you how we can solve the problems under 30 seconds by applying tricks and techniques, or sometimes applying your own knowledge. Not exactly you need to apply some tricks and techniques. For example, in this case, it was a simple problem. Okay, so I will be taking some more sessions in the coming days, so stay tuned. You can also follow me on my Unacademy profile. Okay, so search Sounak Kundu, that's my name, on Unacademy, and you can follow me to stay updated about all my classes. So guys, I'll see you in the next class then. Till then, bye, take care, good night.